What's up? What's up? Speak out here. I have another summit speaker with me today, so I wanted to make sure that all of you get to know all these different faces because there are so many of them, so I need you to have a little bit more context. And the young lady I have on with me tonight talks about one of my other favorite. So I just had a young lady who talked about love and parenting. This is love and relationships, and I'm actually excited because I learned a lot the hard way, and she is here to teach. Hey, what's going on?
Hi,
I'm so excited.
Pika.
Imani, thank you so much for taking the time. Let
I'm
everybody
so
know.
excited.
I love our conversations, and I mean, it's just the fire.
Exactly.
Your energy is on fire. My energy is on fire. We got to talk about some like that. Those topics that nobody wants to talk about. Those are my favorite ones.
No. Sticky, sticky. Yeah.
I know, right?
Hey.
Thank
I
you,
can't.
Ranjan and Mohammed Shafiullah. I'm so sorry. I probably killed that
I
name. I'm
know.
sorry.
I was gonna let you. I was like, I'm gonna put Pika on that one. I was like,
I
hey.
see y'all. Thank you so much, Mr. 72. I see you right there. Thank you so much for joining. So, Imani,
Yes.
what do you do? It's one of my favorite
What
things. It's
do
one of
I
those things that
do?
more people should do, and more people should be open to talking to people like you.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely. It's one of those things. I mean, and for all of us, I think you walk into, hey,
Hey,
August.
August.
You walk into a room of 100 people, and it'd be conservative to say that at least 80 of them really needed what I do, what you do, what a lot of the ladies do. But what I do is I help married folks maintain their sanity. um,
Yes.
yeah. But I really, the ultimate goal is for married folks to be able to live their best marriage with the
Yes.
partner that they really crave and they really want. And that's the whole idea. You want a thriving, intimate, partnered marriage for real, instead of settling. That's what we do, you know?
So I know from my business when it comes to, helping people clear the air, kind of figure out what's going on, for me, self-awareness is crucial. And I know for you, that's probably what you start off teaching first. Okay, let's be honest. Where are you and where is he and what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, self-awareness is everything, but people, I mean, naturally come to me because there's this other entity, their component, their spouse, whoever comes to me first,
Yeah.
usually. Well, let me tell you what he did. Let me tell you what she did. Let me tell you how he didn't, because I feel like he doesn't. And so it's really removed from themselves. And so yeah, you're right. The first thing is to be like, let's okay, that's great. I'm sure that is what's going on here in the dynamic. Now tell me about you.
Yeah.
And then there's a pause, like me. But yeah, that's definitely, we have to do that.
And I know traditionally marriage counseling means that, you all both have to sit together and talk about what's going on with a third party. And I see the benefit in that. But for you and the way you do things, what do you think has been working best for you in order to break down? There's a lot of barriers. We put up a lot of walls in a marriage. I know
Mhm.
because I did it. But
Yeah,
yeah, there are a lot of
yeah,
barriers.
yeah. So what did I do? For me, I work with, and that's why I say married folk, because sometimes it's one individual who's married, and sometimes it's about 50-50, and sometimes it's the couple. But I take individual time with both
Yeah.
folk. I have time together with them, and it's super practical. I'm like, look, I'm your coach, so that means that where are you right now? I know
Hmm.
you want to cling to that, what's happened real, you want to hold on real tight to that, but where are you currently
Yeah.
and where do you want to be?
Right.
And then we discover what's getting in your way and how to get over it. And so even having one conversation with folk, the light bulbs go off,
Yeah.
because we dig in. We have to dig in immediately and clear out a lot of the cliches that we've heard growing up. I heard them, and nobody knows what the hell they mean, like in their own marriages.
I think my
So
favorite is
communication is key,
what happens
y'all.
within these four walls. Oh, I hate that one. So
Stays in
can we
these
just talk?
walls. Yeah. Come on, give us some in the
I got
comments
that
if you're
in the
curious.
parents as well. Like, what happens within these four walls, stay within these. You don't go out and talk
Yeah.
about what happened here. But we need to,
No,
because
you
it shouldn't
don't.
happen that
You
way.
don't.
Um,
Yeah,
Another thing I've
yeah.
noticed, and this has come up in our conversations previously as well, another thing I've noticed is while they're with you, they feel the safe space. They know that somebody's going to, kind of like watch and mediate and everything.
Hmm.
But as a coach, your whole purpose is to teach them to do for themselves. Eventually, yes, you start it off and you show them that it can be done, and then eventually it's to teach them how they can do for themselves. And that means that
Yes.
at some point, they got to let go. They got to let go of your hand
Yeah.
and figure it out
Yeah.
as well. And August is saying, yes, you do whatever it takes to help a couple, even if it means one at a time. Yes, I like the fact that you do one at a time and then you get them both together as well. So then you already know what's going on. You see the full 360 picture. It's a matter of getting them
Mm-hmm.
to allow themselves to see it as well.
Yeah. No, true story. So what's your question, Pika? Because you're,
My
you're
question.
talking
I'm
about
so sorry. I think August threw me off a little bit. So from where I'm sitting, right, I know that us as coaches, we're not here to hold your hands forever. We want to teach you
yeah,
the skills that you would need to make it for yourself. And what we teach one couple may not work for another. So it's a very customized, individual thing. We need to get to know you a lot. So I
yeah.
guess my question is, how do you, I don't even know what the question is. How can I be stuck? This is not normal for us. um,
I was like, I'm not making you nervous. We've done this before. You know,
No,
it's
we've said this a
August.
thousand times. It's not
August
August.
is
It can't be August. It's not
crazy.
August either because you've done couch conversations. Okay, so for those of you who not don't know, you and August go way back as well. Just like August and I
Hmm.
go way back. You do couch conversations with
Hmm.
her, and you actually talk about all these issues. And I love the fact that you talk. You're starting the
Yes.
conversation because we need it. We need it
Yeah.
desperately, and not just
Yeah.
in husband-wife relationships and relationships in general. So how do you? What have you noticed? I guess. What have you noticed? Um,
Hmm.
about why people throw up these walls and then like refuse to take them down.
You know, it's really difficult in relationship, even in relationships where you're supposed to trust the person implicitly, right? You're supposed to trust your spouse. You live with this person. A lot of people, all my clients have children, so raising children with this person. But the reality is that in most marriages, honesty is an issue. And I'm not talking about
Yes.
cheating and things like that, but just
We talked
it's an
about that
issue.
too.
Yeah,
Saying
it's
what you
an
mean.
issue. Yeah, saying what you mean, being able to feel comfortable and safe. Like I often have to ask clients a question at some point, do you feel safe? You know, and this is not about physical safety, right? But do
Yeah.
you feel safe to say what you want to say in your marriage? Do you feel like you're going to be heard? Do you feel like you're going to be dismissed? Do you feel like it's just going to be you alone all over again? And there's this
It's a
dynamic where
trust
you can have
thing.
this. Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
absolutely a trust thing. And people get very uncomfortable with that. Like, no, I trust my spouse. But you have to understand, hey, Lynn,
Hey, Lynn, I
that we're
see
not
you.
talking about infidelity and
Mm-mm.
we're talking about just being able to communicate with a person and feel like I can tell you anything. It's like, I don't want to tell you this because I'm worried about X, Y, and Z, whatever that is for you. And so foundationally, I had a couple tell me a few weeks ago, it's like, I don't feel like my spouse values me,
Okay.
and you felt the same way. And so if you don't feel valued, how much are you really going to express with this person? How intimate can you actually be? And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking
Yeah.
about all the other things, right?
The
That
sex doesn't
encompass
work if this
intimacy.
intimacy is missing.
And, okay, it really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, this for me
I
missing
said it.
out.
I did say it. We both feel the same way.
Oh, we're grown, and
Mhm.
shoot, absolutely. But yeah, it's sex. It's not the same. And so you can buy all the lingerie and put on all the Marvin Gaye you want. You can go on fancy vacations. You can do role play, whatever's your pleasure. But that's not going to fix and mitigate and navigate what's actually going on. So we have to get to the nitty gritty, and that stuff that you don't want to talk about. You want to fix on the surface, but you don't want to
Yeah.
dig deep. And that's why you often need somebody to help you kind of through that part. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. And I appreciate the way you do things because, like you said, you are very practical. You give them real life situations. You use their situations. You help them put it in context so that they're not
Mm-hmm.
letting their imagination run away with them. Because what I found is, even in my line of work, people will finish the conversation for someone else in their head without actually going and talking to that person. Oh, I'm not going to say this because I know exactly what's going to happen now. They're going to finish. They're going to flip out like this, and they're going to do this, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Yep. That's exactly how it
So
goes,
stay
Pika.
right where you are because that's exactly what's going to happen. You're not going to move forward. You're just going to be right there,
Yeah.
safely, right
Yep.
there.
Right. No, for real. Y'all know, y'all listening. Y'all know
You
the deal.
know,
You're probably laughing to
I'm not
yourself.
making this up.
But
I
no,
wish.
because it's exactly how it goes. And somebody listen to you, Pika, and they're just nodding along like, yes, Pika, that's exactly what happened yesterday. Hey,
Oh,
Kristen.
hey, what's up, Kristen?
They'll be like, yeah, that's exactly what happened yesterday. I said something and I saw his face and I'm like, I'm not going to say anything more because if I say anything more, he's going to flip out. When he starts flipping out, he's going to get defensive. And when he gets defensive, I'm going to get mad. And then we're going to be an argument. There's going to be a slam door. Then we're not going to talk to each other. And it's going to be awkward for like 3 days. You know, like literally can
They done
play
played
it
out a
out.
whole episode of something.
Scenario.
Yeah. They could have gone and written a script on that.
For real. We can imagine a whole heck of oh, cool, Kristen. We can imagine a whole heck of a lot of things. I mean, if we're really honest with ourselves, we've all done it. I've done it to say, oh, how's this scenario going to go? Because in our businesses, I play out scenarios for myself as well. But when you're dealing with your relationship, there has to be a sense of presence. You have to really be where your feet are. You have to plant yourself and be in that moment. And there's so much worry about the future, and there's so much baggage from the past in the relationship that a lot of couples don't allow it to organically evolve like it's supposed to. They're just not there. You know, you say you want to have fun and you want to be passionate and you want to talk like friends, but there's so much anchoring you that we have to get that. We have to lift that up out of, you know, the ground and get that, you know, exposed and cleared out so that you can have the fun. And you have to be present. You have to be where your feet are. And you can't just say, oh, this is how you are. You're not giving your spouse an opportunity to evolve. You want your spouse to give you an opportunity to evolve. You want your spouse to say, okay, you were 18 when I met you and now you're 36. So you're probably not the exact
same person. Yeah.
Right, there's been growth, you know.
But you're right. They got to put the shoe on the other foot too and be like, all right, if you're going to give me that space, I need to give you that space too. So now y'all have heard the passion behind this woman, and she really is telling it like it is, and she's going to ask those hard questions. I'm going to ask you, how did you get started with this particular line of work?
Oh my goodness. You know, Google, no.
Wait, what does that mean though? Does that mean you were searching for solutions? What does that mean?
I was Googling careers because I knew I was going to leave academia. I was, you know, I was a college instructor. I was teaching English, English literature, English composition.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, I loved what I was doing in the kind of the microcosm of a classroom, but not the, you know, the whole thing with the bureaucracy of the college. That wasn't going to work for me, Pika. But yeah, I said, you know, I'm looking for another career and I'm looking to tap into what's going on with me. And I happened upon coaching. And I immediately knew that I wanted to coach couples. I mean, that was like the first thing that came to me.
Very cool.
Because it's always been interesting to me, even as a creative writer and a singer and a creative, relationships has always been, hey, Tammy, relationships has always been number one. I mean, it's everything. And so I was like, okay, you know, and when I got into it, I started to reflect on my own marriage, how I possibly got to this place when I didn't have a good example of what a healthy marriage looked like with my parents. So I'm like, I never felt like, oh, I'm never going to get married. And I had friends who did, like, I'm not trying to be about that life. Like, I saw my parents and that was not cool. And I don't want that. I don't see, I can't even fathom how marriage can look differently than what I saw. And for me, I knew that for my parents, there still had to be a better way, you know, for them in terms of how they were connecting. There was still something missing. Because there's a lot to that story that I won't go into now for me, from my perspective and my experience. But I was just like, this can't be the only example. And so I was very discerning when I was dating and meeting folk. And, you know, I met my husband. And I felt that different way. You know, I felt how we can get through conflict. And I knew that conflict, the avoidance of conflict, the use of silence as a weapon, like all of these things. Oh, that is so painful. Yeah, for real.
I could nod, but my hair would fall out, I think. So,
silence is an amazing thing, but it can also be a very dangerous thing in a relationship.
It's a very painful thing.
Seeing that, I was like, yo, I know that I can do this. I know that it's in me. I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I've been doing this and mediating conflicts for different relationships since I was young, you know, since I was a child. And so this journey for me didn't start when I got married. It didn't start, you know, when I saw my parents go through what they went through. it was something that was already in me. There was a seed that was already planted, and then I discovered it on Google later on in life. But
I like that. I
but
like
that's
that.
really, yeah, that was really the trajectory.
But I love that because a little bit of everybody's story, from what I mean, I've interviewed so many people this year already, but a little bit of everyone's story for people who are trying to find their way in their entrepreneurial journey, it starts with something they've seen, something they've felt, something that really hurt, that they didn't make sense, and they see it happening to people around them, so they feel like, okay, I survived it. I'm fairly stable. I can do this. I want to share what I've learned because more people need to know that the power is actually in their hands. They have
Yeah,
the power to say something or not. They have the power to
yeah.
throw up walls or not. And
Hmm.
they just have to be trusting enough of that other person to accept what they're saying. I mean, it may hurt at first, but you got to get it out first. And then we deal with, okay, well, what do you really mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's so true. It's so true. And just being able to come into that purpose and feel good in it. And I know I'm talking about business, but I'm gonna bring it back to
But it
my
affects everything. Go ahead, please.
yeah, because it that sense of self goes into how you deal exactly, Tammy,
Yes.
how you deal with the sense of self that you have in your marriage. And I just meet so many people who feel very lost in their marriage, and we've got to be honest with ourselves about who we are, about the power that Tammy that we have to make certain decisions and changes and choices. Doesn't mean that the road is easy, but the road is still there and the possibility is there for us. So are we going to remain standing still, or are we going to do what we need to do to move forward, even if we got to throw some bowls, through
I
the
love that,
trenches
man.
to get there?
Yeah.
I feel like it's worse. I feel like it's worse to remain in this paralyzed, stagnant state than to fight through. You know what I'm saying? And so that's that's a huge part of it too. I want to see the fight in people, because I know it's
Yes.
there.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
I want to
someone from
see
outside were to say, "Nah, you shouldn't be with this person," suddenly the fight is there. Oh no, what are you talking about? No, that's just my guy. But when you're in
yeah,
the house and it's quiet and neither one of you is saying anything about whatever just happened, it's painful and it's heavy.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so weird.
yeah.
I know that I tried as much as I could in my marriage, and I
Hmm.
tried to be vulnerable so he had the opportunity to help me out a little bit. I'm the kind of girl that, I'd take care of everything, but I had to make sure that he had
Hmm.
space to take care of me as well. Otherwise, I was handling everything. But
Yeah.
even then, he wasn't ready. It was suddenly I was a burden
Hmm.
where he was used to me taking care of stuff. So it's not easy.
Yeah.
I've I failed a lot. And I'm okay with
Hmm.
that because I gave it my best shot. I did whatever I could, as much as I could before I decided, I can't make a difference here and nothing's changing. So
Yeah.
I would rather have been able to find someone like you that could sit between us and be like, all right, let's talk. But
Hmm.
that wasn't an option in my marriage, unfortunately. It was one of those things where it was silent and deadly. There
Hmm.
was a lot of stress, children, baby mamas, a lot of outside influences that influenced our marriage as well, and we were not able to speak the way we should have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously, this is necessary.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, divorce is just like every other day thing now, and I hate that. Because I
Yeah.
look at older marriages and I thought, wow, that's so amazing, 50 years and 25 years or 12, even 12 years. It's a long time. But I'm
Hmm.
also starting to pay attention to the older marriages where they go about their business around the house like they're roommates. They don't speak.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
communicate. They've fallen into their routines and they have their
Right.
roles and that's about it. And that's
Right.
not living to me.
No. 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 It's not about the number of years. And I know when you're in a marriage, we are usually impressed by like 50, 25,
It
you've been
sounds so
married for this
good.
long. It does. It sounds,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, that's what we want, right? Marriage is supposed to last forever until death do us part. But the reality is, and I said this before, you don't really know what's going on with someone's marriage unless you live with them. You know nothing. And
No.
so you can't say just off the strength that somebody's been together for 25, 50 years that their marriage is healthy, that they're intimate, that they're close, that they get each other, that they don't have these issues. And that's one of the things that I want to do is I want to change the narrative around how we talk about our marriage, as if you have issues somehow that means that everything's gone to shit. But the reality is everybody's got
Every
issues in
one
their
of them
marriage.
has issues. Every
They've
last
been
one of
50
them.
years. Everyone, I mean, I talked to him out, like, I wanted to kick him out. He was gone for about 7 weeks.
And
I was
that's what I
like,
love,
don't come
because
back out ready.
finally, push come to shove, if you're finally like trying to get out of your marriage and you're trying to ask your parents for advice, suddenly you hear the stories like, well, he wasn't always there. Like, huh? What? Wait,
Right? I
what?
kicked him out. You forgot. You were 3. You probably don't remember. Yeah.
See, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Exactly.
everyone has issues, and
Yeah.
every generation, it seems like there are taboos for various strange situations, and you don't bring it up again ever, but you can't. There has to be like a
Yeah.
finishing point. You have to
Yeah.
finish it. You can't just leave it hanging.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes one of those, oh my God, he hit below the belt, so now I'm gonna like pull something from 25 years ago as well, and hit him where it hurts as well. So yeah, this is not
Yeah.
just weddings. This is not just, intimate relationships between husband and wife. This is everyone. If if you and I are friends, which I would like to think we are, I need to be
Yeah.
able to tell you that if you said something, you hurt my feelings or whatever, but I need to say it in such a way that I'm not attacking you. I'm letting you
Right.
know, hey, I was a little miffed at this, whatever, and then you need to be okay enough to, I mean, maybe you get upset at first, but then you take a minute and you come back and we talk about it. But
Mhm.
we need that kind of trust. And it's easy for you and me. We're on opposite ends of the globe. We talk to each other on the internet every so often, and then there's space.
Yeah.
You live in the
Yeah.
house together? Good Lord.
Yeah.
You may
For
be a couple of
real.
rooms away, but that's still too close sometimes.
To go on a walk, go on a hard run, break some glass, hopefully not in your house or your kitchen. But, and I'm being real, like one of the things I work with is what works for people. For even in my marriage, and what makes me feel so comfortable too with what it is that I do is that I know some people in my field put their marriage on this pedestal and everybody should be in this marriage and everything's perfect and la-di-da in here. And I'm like, damn. And then you kind of feel kind of fraudish. And I've never felt fraudish.
That's almost like set up
but
for a scandal later.
yeah, right. Like, oh, and then you find out something like, it's like I am, I'm very, especially with certain levels of my tribe, I'm very like, hey, this is, I remember this. I remember going through a transition with my husband where I felt like a freaking maid, and I was like, oh, we're gonna have to pump the brakes because whatever's happening, the dynamic here is not working. I used to feel fine doing certain things that made sense for our dynamic, and suddenly I'm feeling something bubbling up, and I don't want that, and so let's deal. But the fact that we deal, that's like the differentiation, right?
Yes.
I know that for me, I had to learn so much about communicating with my husband because he'll tell you, you taught me how to communicate. He'll say
Yes.
like from the beginning and dating and just being able to open up to you and learning how to trust. But I had to learn how to communicate with him. He's a
Right.
different person, like I'm me and he's him.
Right,
And we're
of course.
both very opinionated. We're both very vocal and passionate. He is a BO, he's Guyanese. I am very vocal. I'm a vocal processor. And he's not a vocal processor, but just understanding our dynamics and learning how to communicate with each other. I didn't marry myself. And so some people make that,
right.
So yeah, it's definitely, I definitely still had to navigate my own stuff. There are things that we still chip away at and work on. I'm sure there's going to be things that come in the future, but the thing is we feel very equipped to handle whatever comes. There's such a strong level of commitment there.
Yes.
And that's my partner for life. Like, you ain't going nowhere, dude. Like, we gonna work
Try if
this
you want, but
out.
no.
Like,
I love it. No, but okay, so you brought up a really great point. There are a lot of coaches out there that are like, yeah, I got it together. I maybe fought this demon in 15 years back or whatever, but I'm perfect now, and that's why I'm teaching you. That's not who we are at this summit. We are real live people. We are not robots. We were not created yesterday. We've lived through some stuff. We continue to live through things. We still make mistakes. The things I teach, I fall off the wagon sometimes. I forget that, yes, emotions are real, and I should be able to feel them instead of, I compartmentalize really well. I've been doing it for years. But I can't afford to do that because it blurts out at the most inopportune moment. So we are all real. All 21 of us are real. We are living in real time. We are dealing with real things. We have children. We have husbands. We have work. We have clients. We have siblings and families. And we have, just like y'all, we We doing it the same way.
Right.
The only difference being that we are now comfortable at a level where we are going to share with you exactly what we've been through, because we trust that what we are telling you will give you a little bit more of a perspective. It will help you understand that you are not alone. And that is the whole point of this panel of 21 women. You are not alone. Someone in this tribe is going to be one of your soul sisters. Someone in this tribe has been through something so similar that you will be like, well, damn, okay, even that happens to these people. And the fact that we found the courage, we found our voice, and we want to step forward and tell people these things, that's like the next level, I think. It's not the end all. We still got a ways to go, but this is where we're headed, and we want to take y'all with us. So, Imani, you are active on Facebook. You're active on Instagram. If you haven't figured out yet who this wonderful young lady is, she's definitely here to help y'all. As much as she does have paid clients, she does give away a lot for free. Okay? Couch Conversations is no joke. She really does sit down and get into the nitty-gritty of all these things. And I love the fact that you're very engaging on Facebook as well. You like to ask questions, and we like to answer. And they're not the how was your marriage today? And do you speak to each other? The thing about trust, oh my God. The thing about intimacy, yeah, that's very relevant all over the board.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think thank you so much, August.
Yes,
right
ma'am.
back at you, boo. You have to be polarizing in what we all do. You have to put things out that people go, oh, that maybe they're afraid to comment, but they're thinking about it on the other end of this technology wall that we have up here. But real talk, I mean, we have to be able to do that. We have to be able to engage and have the real conversations, and it's everything in what we do. I mean, you're dealing with people's emotional intelligence. You're dealing with people being able to tap into that. And I remember listening to you and Kristen. You said so much of what we do overlaps. I don't know if it was Kristen or Camille Mark. One of the ones we do.
All of it. We all overlap.
Exactly. And I remember coaching somebody. Hey, Kendra Lynn, beautiful name. I hope I said it correctly. Yeah. Me too. I remember you saying that, and I'm thinking, I remember when I was coaching a couple, and this was like the beginning of last year, and we got to a point, and she was like, oh, she had this aha moment, and she was like, well, how do you have the emotional intelligence to even know to think that, And it made me think of, fast forward, it made me think of you, because you know what I mean? That's we help guide them through those blind spots that they don't see. And it's so freaking key to changing things that you want to change, because I'm like, if you're not open to seeing what the blind spots are, if your ego is too freaking big to be able to see what those blind spots are for real,
yeah,
you
exactly.
will stay exactly where you are for years to come. And that's why that we're real, like you were saying, and we're open, because I'm excited to see what everybody has to say. I'm gonna be like, I'm put my pen, I'm having my notepad.
Exactly.
Like, oh, girl,
And we've been talking about that too. I mean, I know you, but there are a couple of people on this panel that I don't know so well, and I'm excited because I wanna learn. I want to be better than I was yesterday. And just like you said, yes, everything overlaps. The things you're teaching about, trust happens in the parenting world as well. The things that happen with understanding, like, each other so well that you recognize, like, just like we can finish the whole dialogue in our head about what he's going to do if I say this, that means you've noticed what triggers him. You've noticed enough that you can actually talk to him and recognize that you maybe need to, adjust your tone maybe. Every time I say tone, I keep thinking of that, was it Players Club? He says, watch your tone and keep your hands on your head. It's like that. You know, right? You recognize these things. So it touches everything. Life is messy, you guys. We don't stay in our own lanes. We don't have gender roles no more. Everything is changing. August said, yes, take vacation days like you would a traditional conference. Yes, oh my gosh, 7 a day, you guys. And for 24 hours only. So yeah, you're gonna need to put aside some time. Either that or study the lineup and figure out who you really want to listen to. It's one that you're gonna have to put aside some time either way. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's absolutely worth it. As a speaker, as an attendee, anyone would tell you that it's worth it. And anyone will tell you that anything that August is putting on is worth it. And I know we know her. People's like, you'll say that, y'all are cool. But like, legit, I don't care if
go check it out. She's got a podcast. She's got,
on folks.
This
Right.
girl has like 4 or 5 Facebook groups, and I swear to God, she goes live in each one of them like
It's a clone.
twice a day, maybe. I don't. She. Okay.
B. Yeah.
See, Musa. Okay.
No, she's
But
a
what y'all
beast.
also
I know
don't
that's where with
understand
her.
is these women. Okay, I know them because we're all working together, but I have
Yeah.
not seen their segment. Okay, I have
Yeah.
no idea what you happen to be teaching at this particular
Yeah.
conference. I know what you
And
teach
see.
in general. I've talked to you
Yeah.
enough where I kind of know it. I haven't seen your segment. So when you say you're gonna be sitting there with a pen and paper, hey Charlene, yeah, I'm gonna be sitting there because I don't know. I don't know,
Yeah.
and it might be
Yeah.
your niche, your niche topic, your subject. It might be love and marriage and everything. It might be business, how you built your business for this
Mm-hmm.
particular niche. It could be any of those things. You know what I mean? So it could be a little bit of all of that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, you are on fire, August. I'm telling you secrets that you actually a quintuple. You know what I'm saying? So I'm letting people know that's how you.
She gave assignments like Cupid.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yes. Because you know what? When we get to know each other like this, it's easy to serve each other. It comes naturally to kind of serve each other. I mean, Tammy will tell you, August will tell you, Imani, I haven't gotten to that place with you yet, but maybe we can collaborate and we can give each other some notes and stuff. But it makes us better, you guys. We are not in
Yeah,
competition with each other. As
no.
women, as moms, as wives, we are not in competition with each other. I mean, there used to be a
Yeah.
time where we could, go next door and ask for a cup of sugar and ask for a recipe even, and it wasn't that big a deal. But you know what? We're back there. We are back there. Come join us.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlene. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
Charlene.
come and join us. This is not one you want to miss. And I'm like, I wish there was another way for me to say it that would sound so different that it would like come through the screen and slap you in the face and then the confetti would come down. Because I know that we say like, oh, that you don't want to miss this, but like for real, like I don't put my name like I have family members that I wouldn't big up if I thought what they did was crap. Like I don't. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
we're not gassing
you know,
you. This is not gaslighting. We're
exactly.
not blowing smoke. I'm not
We're
here to
not
ruin your autopsy. We're talking real. Like I
right. We're
love these
being for
women.
real. Yes.
You said something about slapping, and I was talking to August the other day, just real quick. What were we talking about? We were talking about how high and how he was talking about a baby with the baby powder. He had to slap his damn self. Like I don't want y'all to sit here after the damn self like, damn, I need to slap my damn self. I missed the whole damn thing, and there was so
Right.
much going on. Come on, come on,
Yeah. For
come join
real.
us.
This is it. So if you
Wow,
have
this is
not
your
signed,
third summit, Imani?
yeah, this is my third summit. I
Okay, so
told
she
you
know
I
better
was
than all of us. See?
I think August was like, "Do you want?" Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you. Because she saw me in her very first summit, and then we saw each other, and it's just been amazing ever since. So I'm always honored to be a part of. So I can say, so then there we go, 3 summit vet. I can say that I
She's got
wouldn't keep
tenure.
doing this, right? I wouldn't keep doing this, y'all. I wouldn't spend the time and the energy if this wasn't the dopest summit I've ever been a part of and or attended. We're in an online space. We've seen them, we've done it. The synergy, the energy is different.
Y'all
I
see us
didn't know
clowning on here, right? Yeah, it's like that.
yeah, for real. Like exactly. Hello. This is not like hello, Pika. It's so nice to be here. It's a
It's
pleasure.
very nice
Yes.
to
And
have
then,
you as well. Now, let's get to the questions.
thank you. Yes. Question one.
Hmm.
No, it's a conversation. And so if you ain't nobody got time, exactly.
Mm-mm.
So if you're about it, I mean, I don't even know what the barrier would be. It's free to sign up an RSVP. All you have to do is come to this space and experience these women in a way that they're giving so wholeheartedly. Like you are just love personified, Pika. Like the way that you
Oh, thank
give and
you.
show up in the world, girl. But
I'll
for
try.
real, what you put together, you do, girl, you do. What August put together with these women, it's just so freaking amazing. I don't even know how else to explain it because it's life and business. And so often, especially we as women, we want to compartmentalize our life and then
Yes.
put our business over here.
Hey,
You
Vidisha.
cannot do that. You
Yeah,
can't do
and
that.
she was saying earlier, I got to scroll up real quick. She said, I say it with faith and honor, we give more than they do at live summits. They cost more than hundreds of dollars. And it's true because, let
Oh
me put it
yeah.
this way, okay? I've been part of other
Distress.
groups. I have paid to be parts of other groups to learn and become like, certified and all this stuff. but everything had a hidden agenda. August gives us the space to be ourselves while we share a stage.
Yeah.
Like, how freaking amazing is that? Like, we all share a
Yeah.
stage. We all talk in different stuff, you know, but they're connected. But there's no hidden agenda. I'm not here to push August. She's asking me to push me. And I love you, so I'm pushing you. And I love Damari, and I love Charlene, and I love Lynn. And, you know, anybody that's in my circle, if I get a chance, I'm going to put you on the spot. It's not really on the spot. It's just it's a chat, right? We're going to put you on the screen, and we'll make sure that if I love you, I want the world to see what I love about you. That is the whole point of me having interviews, whether it was for the summit or not. And you've seen me do this, like, I don't know how many times already. People I went to college with, brands I met, you know, a couple weeks ago that I just love what they're doing, and I know I could feel it. They're really about, you know, hustling and getting that stuff out there. So for August to be able to put us on like this, first of all, I am blown away. I didn't think in a million years I would ever be asked to a summit, but that will come going forward. You know, I'm going to step into my power here. But I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. I know what I do. Yeah. It comes naturally to me. Just like you said, you've been doing this forever before you even started business. Yeah, I've been doing this forever. I love loving on people because I know what it's like when you don't feel like people recognize or see you. Yeah. But for someone else to allow me to be me, where I couldn't even get that in my own marriage, that's freaking amazing.
You tapping in because that's how I felt when August saw me for the first summit. I was nervous, and I was like, "Who, me? Wait, you know, you look." Wait.
And let me tell you, when we got ready to tape our segment, like my segment, she said, "Peek, I gotta tell you, you better come with it. Don't be all shy and nervous. You just stand in your power." I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
Dang.
She knew.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I feel like we had that one moment where we was about to get teary eyed, y'all. Did y'all?
Which is why we clown, because this is heavy stuff, y'all. This is stuff we lived and suffered through, and it's heavy. Yeah. Which is why we clown and like do dumb stuff and laugh, because we all need that in our lives. We want you not to fall apart and, like, you know, miss what's actually happening. We want you to have fun. We want you to have fun. We want you to learn, have fun, be confident.
Everybody needs to come to one physical location and, like, hold hands.
Can I tell you how jealous I am that you a comedian in Georgia? Like, I mean, dang. I need a virtual hug, y'all.
Yeah. But yo, I know you're like, girl, this is you like, I'm just talking and we're talking, but
this is meant to be 15-20 minutes or well.
I know. I was like, oh,
I can't help it.
But this is legit, and I'm so excited. Hey, Ray Short for Raynard. I got you.
Ray Short for Raynard. I got you. Okay, yeah. And once you said it, I got it.
Yeah, but no, I'm so excited about this. I cannot wait to experience this. We're gonna have some fun experiencing it here in ATL. And if you have people, if any of you who signed up or are gonna sign up, you know you have some, you know, sister girlfriends in business who need this. Get together. Those three, pop some popcorn. You know, bring some libations.
Do it together.
Do it together.
Bring a pen and paper, please. Okay. Yeah, libations of food, but make sure you have pen and paper.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Or bring your laptop if you're a typer or whatever, but bring something so that you can really extract and absorb, because it's amazing. I mean, all the foundational elements that I can think of, all of the topics I can think of for this kind of for running your business and your life and thriving in both are part of this summit. I mean, August really thought of everything. Me either, Tammy. It's so dope. We cut up so much. It lasts. Some of it be lasting. You know, the after. It's a definite after party. It's just so dope.
Could you imagine if this was a live event? Could you imagine what it would feel like? We would be backstage like clowning the whole time.
Yo, I have imagined it. I was like, August, I'm putting it out.
August, one day. From the rooter to the tutor. Charlene, you kill me. I love this. You see this? We're real, but we love what we do. We love what we do so much that we get along.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling people, August can tell you when I first met her, she had to have strong arms, you know, because I runs and I jumps. You know.
She's on me. 2020. It's not like a campaign. August for president. No. I wouldn't put that on you. I'm sorry. That's just too much. I'm sorry.
Nobody wants that job. Can I say that? I don't know. Who would want that job? But
You know
it's
what? I
a,
mean, I'm here in late Asia, and I'm telling you, America used to be superpower, and now it is a meme. Why?
everybody's like,
Carrot Top for president, like the real Carrot Top, not the one we have. Where's Bernie when you need him? Charlene, I need Bernie
he's
back.
coming back.
Bernie Mac, come on.
Oh, Bernie Mac.
You
I
had
think
to
you're
catch.
talking about Bernie. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Yes, you did, August. You literally had to catch me. I came. I gave her a running start though. That's how I feel about people.
You gave her a
So,
running start. Wow, okay.
yeah, like I ran so she knew I was coming so she could prepare herself to
You
not let
plant
me
your feet,
fall.
August.
Yeah.
I
Dang.
love this.
Can you see this? Yeah, I know
Yes,
y'all enjoy just watching
you
this.
understand now, right? You see this. We see us in action. This was not scripted. I'm never scripted. I don't know what to do with a script. I would lose my place if I was in a script. But this is natural. I love you, and I love the
Yeah.
girls on here. And yes, you
Yeah.
said I love in general, but I really you're right here. Yes, I get you.
Yes. Whatever, August. Oh, okay, Tammy. Yeah, I'm
Tammy, I
sure
love you too.
you just got like, I got stuff to do, and you're still out here. But yes,
Babe, let me put it to you
mwah.
this way, okay? This is how much I love y'all. It is 2:20 in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord have
We don't
mercy.
stop.
You
Can't
look
stop.
good
Won't
at
stop.
2:20 in the morning.
Thank you.
Jeez.
I need to go to sleep.
Oh, all right,
All right, you
sweet.
guys.
Yes.
We gonna get off here because I don't want
Thank
to.
you.
This will go on forever. It's a song that never ends and all of that. I love you. Thank you so much for your time. If you don't
Thank
know,
you.
it's in the title of this video. Please check out Imani. She has a lot of knowledge
Thank
to
you.
drop. It isn't just about relationships between a husband and wife. It's relationships in general. It works across the board, y'all. So come on. Send us
Thank
some
you.
love. Visit our bios. Check on that link. It's sign up, you know?
Yeah, it's free, you guys. It's free.
What could you
I love
lose?
you,
It's a
people.
little bit of
Thank
time. I
you.
love you too. I love you too. We'll do this
Thank
again
you for
soon.
having me. All
Of
right,
course.
ladies and
Always. I love you
gentlemen
guys. Y'all
and
take
gentlemen.
care. Yes, ma'am. Soon. Bye.